migrants from exploiting the European Convention of Human Rights to block their deportations. The Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, is reviewing how Article 8 of the EHCR, which guarantees the right to family life, is being applied by immigration courts to ensure that it is being interpreted in a sensible and proportional manner. So does that mean that chicken nuggets can no longer be used as an excuse to dodge deportation? Well, joining me now, the Head of Government Reform and Home Affairs of the Policy Exchange, Stephen Webb. Stephen, thank you very much for joining me. So, Stephen, talk to me then. So the EHCR, a lot of people have some really simple questions, and I had many when I spoke to you earlier in the week. How is it that migrants are able to use the EHCR, and why can we not ignore parts of it?
Well, the EHCR case law in areas like Articles 2 and 3, which are about right to life and avoiding of torture, and Article 8, which is about family life, have been very significantly expanded in Strasbourg, but also by kind of the domestic courts acting under the Human Rights Act. And I think some of the interpretations that have been come to would astonish the general public if they saw it. And Article 8, family life, you quote some of the cases, the chicken nuggets, the frequent arguments that it would be unreasonable to deport someone because it would be unfair on their children. These are used a lot, and I think the idea of a government review on that is a very good thing. Fundamentally, as long as we're part of the EHCR and the Human Rights Act says that the Strasbourg case law should be applied domestically, there may be some limitations in what the government can do. The Home Secretary is suggesting that it's possible that our domestic courts are going further than they need to, and that other countries like Denmark interpret the law more pragmatically. Which is possible, although our recent paper, Why Is It So Hard Getting the Numbers Down, notes that actually even countries like Denmark are really struggling to deport people from their prison system. So I think it's a good idea. I think it's an important recognition that the status quo is not working and is unacceptable, but I think it is going to be very difficult.
Why has it taken them so long to do anything? Because let's look at this. Right, so as I understand it, parts of the EHCR are enshrined in our domestic laws, which then makes it very difficult for us to disapply them. Could Keir Starmer not create, seeing as he's very good at creating things like the Coalition of the Willing, could he not, as he's a human rights lawyer, could he not rewrite a more current version of the EHCR and then encourage other countries to join that and then remove the original EHCR from our statute books? Can he do that?
It's definitely an option. It's one of the options we discuss in our paper, and some say it will be, very challenging because you need unanimity in the Council of Europe and so on. But actually, the evidence suggests that many other European countries are as getting frustrated as we are. That a few months ago we were talking about this offshore processing in Albania of Italian cases. The Italian courts have been blocking that too, so it really hasn't happened. So all the other countries are facing the same problems. I think going to Strasbourg to say, as I say, the status quo is not acceptable, it needs to be changed, is definitely something the government should consider. And it appears from some of the reports today that they might be prepared to look at that. It is worth noting, however, that this review is quite limited. It's looking at Article 8, which is a family life. What it isn't looking at is Articles 2 and 3. And Articles 2 and 3 give you cases, for example, where the Albanian gangster who killed a policeman back in Albania is arguing that on human rights ground he shouldn't be sent back to Albania because he would be in danger from other gangs there. Oh, and unfortunately, there's very good Strasbourg case law to suggest he might have a point there. There's a case called Shahal in 1997, another one called Sadi in 2008. So in some cases, the problem is absolutely in Strasbourg, not domestically.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Literally, it's like a circle that we don't seem to be able to get out of. It's like a vortex. Stephen Webb, thank you so much. Really good to talk to you. He is the Head of Government Reform and Home Affairs at the Policy Exchange.